Good Saturday evening to everyone. It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. Welcome, of course, welcome, one and all, to another fun-filled live stream. I, of course, am the one and only, at least as far as science is aware, Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear from an undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of Central Florida. Guys, how the heck are you? What a week it's been, right? We've had guests, we've had gameplay, we've had just general chatting and hanging out. And guys, let me tell you what, can't stop, won't stop, because here we are on a Saturday evening. We are hanging out and we have got some great guests lined up tonight. But before we get to that, just a bit of a formality. If you would please, if you haven't already, maybe you have already, that's fine. You folks can put your hands down. But if you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications to find out about all the times when I have awesome, super cool stuff right here on the live stream, particularly when I have guests of the caliber that are going to join us tonight. So I am really hyped about this because God knows I have nattered these poor people to no end with joining me here on the show, and I'm really excited about it tonight, guys. So you know what? I think we're gonna skip the preamble tonight. The show's brought to you by me. You guys know Crom. You know who you can reach out to download the #1 best-selling first edition AD&D character management software for your Windows PC out there today. You know where to get a hold of me about that, right? Okay, cool. Because now I want to talk about something else completely different. One of the great joys of hanging around on YouTube is that you can meet some darn nice creative folks down here in the cool kids end of the swimming pool. We're all leaning on the edge. We got our beverage. It is what it is. We're having a good time. And so to that, when I bumped into the two awesome people that I'm about to bring on now, I said, these are two awesome people. I've got to bring them on the show. So it was when I found creator Dungeon Damsel and Xane, and I was like, gotta invite these people on. And how did I do that? Constant bombardment of spheres of annihilation. But I think we'll let them tell their side of the story. We're going to go ahead and bring them on right now. So everybody, please put your hands together for the lady herself. I'm not sure if it's Mrs. or Ms., but we'll just be safe and call her the Dungeon Damsel. Good evening. How are you?
Oh. Hi, how are you?
I am doing just fine and dandy. Welcome to the show. And of course, since I don't want all the craft services stuff taken up, let me go ahead and open the door and bring Xane out of the green room. Xane, good evening, my friend.
Hi, Xane.
Hi. I'm kind of still in the green room, as you can see.
I see that you brought the green room to us, and that is
yes.
That's my green room.
Yeah, that's your green room. Okay.
The wall that you're looking at when you're looking at her. So we're in the same room.
Oh, that's trippy. So it's like a non-Euclidean interview. I love it. So it's like sort of a tesseract interview, and I'm here for it. Right. So thank you, both of you guys, for deigning to grace me with your show. Now I've watched you guys. I've caught some of your live streams, some excellent live stream plays. Fun. That's the key, is you guys have a lot of fun on your Shadow Dark live streams. Tell us a little bit about the channel for those who maybe haven't subscribed yet. And everybody out there from my audience, I'm going to insist that you go do that. So open up another browser tab, click subscribe, but listen to the nice lady and the nice gentleman.
Do you want to take this, or do you want me to take this?
We can go back and forth on it, I'm sure. Well, okay, so it's kind of like what, 3 different major things that we do on there? I suppose 2 mostly. Anyway, I'll talk about the thing that I do, and you talk about the thing that you do. How about that? We put together a live stream, as you described, and I agree with you. It is a lot of fun. Everybody is a goofball. Everybody is laughing. It's
Yes.
like your closest friends playing in your basement of your house when you were a kid, and just saying off the wall random stuff. But it's really important to me to run a game where the players have agency in their characters. Like I want them to be able to use an accent or use a specific voice or do something that shows off their talent, right? And so that's why I really like that aspect of the Dungeon Damsel channel, which is every Thursday night we're playing Shadowdark, and this is a campaign that's been going on for 3 or 4 years. I'd really have to scratch my the back of my head to see if I could remember exactly how long it's been going on, but before it was Shadowdark, because of course Shadowdark didn't exist when we first started. We were basic fantasy, and then we shifted to Shadowdark when we switched to going live for everybody. So we can talk about some of that in some detail, I'm sure. And then the other aspect of the channel is Bunny's aspect. I'm going to mute myself. So
well, you edit all of my videos, but I just he helps me write scripts to do like maybe teach Shadowdark to people who don't know Shadowdark per se, and like my takes on things. Like, I don't know if you've seen my why you should use a voice while you're role playing. Like, it helps you get into the character and stuff like that. Like I do some stuff like that helps people like enhance their role play experience, but it's mostly Shadowdark right now. I've been thinking about minimally broadening my spectrum to like just help newbies that come into the what are we called here?
We're gonna call it the hobby, maybe.
The hobby. Maybe it's a hobby. It's kind of a lifestyle too. It's pretty big lifestyle. Just to help more people come into the lifestyle, know what they're getting into and jump into it like maybe more prepared than they ever were, but always that Shadowdark underlying and maybe some sphere of annihilations along the way.
A good sphere of annihilation. I think it's like creamer in your coffee. It's just you just put a shot of that right in there.
Takes the edge off.
Takes the edge off, exactly. I mean, who doesn't like to see an over curious dwarf just boop out of existence, right? Am I right?
Yeah, seriously.
I'm right. But so right now it's Shadowdark, but you guys say you started with basic fantasy. So you might have heard that I kind of lean slightly a little bit into classic D&D. I mean, that's a rumor that goes around out there, so that's kind of my jam. But as a couple of people who you started with basic fantasy, which of course is essentially it's basic D&D with the serial numbers filed off. I mean, I think we can recognize it for what it is.
Oh yeah.
What led to your sea change from basic fantasy to what is at its core? And I say this not as a criticism, because I think there's a lot to admire in Shadowdark, but what is at its core a 5e engine? What was that shift all about for you guys?
Well, I need to go all the way back to when I was a kid in the late 70s and 80s and playing first edition Dungeons and Dragons with my friends. I was not a good role player. None of us were. We were not that good at it or anything, but it definitely captured all the imagination, all that stuff. So I ran games when I was in middle school and high school, and then I actually moved into the video game industry as my career. And so when I stepped into the video game industry, I left TTRPGs behind. I mean, that nobody at the video game company played it. I moved to a new city, so there were no more friends around that I had played that with. And
wow,
it just disappeared. Like I don't even know why. And I instead got into Age of Empires, playing on the PC, or Warcraft 2, or playing PC games essentially. So
what's interesting about the I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you mentioned Age of Empires, of course. That was lead designer, and that was Sandy Peterson, who created Call of Cthulhu. You know, he's one of the grandfathers of the TTRPG hobby. And I find it fascinating that you say no one in the field, when you went to video games at the studio or studios even you were at, did TTRPG. I have heard from other folks who worked in the field that said TTRPGs were the lingua franca at the studios that they were at. Certainly at id, very much so at well, with certain groups at Blizzard and that sort of thing. But please continue. I'm sorry.
No, that's quite all right. That is interesting, and I didn't really even think too much about it. I just adapted to that in that world, right? Where and I stayed at the same video game company for my entire career. For 22 years, I was with High Voltage Software in Chicago.
Wow.
And then when I left, I decided to do the van life thing. And so I said, heck with all this silly stuff of having a house and there's the requirements therein, and I just want to explore. And so I'm on the road, and then COVID hit. So I started right, in late 2019. So I get on the road, and now nobody wants to meet up in person to do anything. So I'm stuck in the van mostly by myself, or maybe staying at an Airbnb every once in a while just to give myself something different. And I decided, heck, you know what? I bet you people play TTRPGs online. They have to. That'd be so totally stupid not to. And
Right.
so I looked into it, and that's actually how I found Dungeon Damsel, because her ex, who wasn't her ex at the time, was running a game that I found online, and joined that game, and had to kind of relearn how to be a role player again, not all that long ago. So anyway, to tell you all that stuff was to simply go, what were we playing? It was Pathfinder.
No, we were playing the Rick and Morty D&D at first.
Oh no.
Right, yes.
That's how we met.
Yes, Rick and Morty
That's how we met.
D&D. That's how I found them, because I liked Rick and Morty. I was like, okay, this is a nice bridge for me to get back into it. Anyway, they were also running a Pathfinder game, and I always liked DMing, but I'm watching Pathfinder and I'm going, this is way too complicated. Like, I am not interested in running
Mathfinder.
Right. I thought, this is no fun. This is too much looking stuff up and spending too much time in books, and all these weird details that everybody seems to already know and I know nothing about. I went, yuck, I am not interested in ever running this. I want to run something like I used to run when I was a kid. And so I did. I kind of took a look at first edition, and I just went, this is too, and I'm going to insult you, but this is too like something like antiquated. Like, I don't know. It didn't resonate with me. Yeah. I know. And so I started to look to see what else there was, and Basic Fantasy came up as kind of a even more simplified version of what I thought, and pulling a few things from modern TTRPGs. So that's the whole reason that I got into doing Basic Fantasy. Much simpler, much more reminiscent of what I was used to from my younger days. And I didn't have to find the books and everything to do all that. That was a book you could buy for $5 and it shows up wherever you are. So super easy to just jump into. And so I began the campaign with that. That was a lot of explanation just to get to answer your question, which was, why did we shift from Basic Fantasy to Shadowdark? and that really was because one of our players introduced it to us, that, hey, this new thing is coming out. It's kind of like 5e. It's kind of like the old OSR stuff. We should check it out. And so that's what we did. And I liked, having rolling with advantage and disadvantage, and some of the more.
I like the spells.
Yeah,
I liked how the spell casting is.
Yep, the spells, and just a various number of things that we did that just resonated with us. And so we said, you know what, let's go ahead and switch to that. And so it was the process of switching to that. I had to move a couple of characters over to Shadowdark that were already in Basic Fantasy, one of which was a necromancer. And I decided, well, let me go ahead and convert the necromancer into a Shadow Dark class. And
That
so,
was
Okay.
me.
yeah.
That
And
was you.
so,
Okay.
and so, yeah. So now all of a sudden we've got ourselves a pretty neat, I was happy with it. Everybody seemed excited about it. This necromancer, which we ended up calling the Grave Warden, Shadow Dark class that was an easy port from basic fantasy. And this was really her when she says, we should make our own book because this is pretty good. And the next thing you know, we're making all the classes, and we made Unnatural Selection.
And that that dovetails nicely into this. I think Dungeon Damsel, you were going to chime in on that, and I'm going to go ahead and pop that.
Forget
up
what I
on
was
the
going to
screen.
say.
Oh, that's okay. I do it all the time. Just make something up.
Meow.
I've seen your videos. I know you can.
You know how this goes? You know that I go like this? Cat break.
Oh no.
What do I say? I don't know. Here's a cat. You like it?
There's a cat. There you go. So unnatural selection. Tell us a little bit about that. What's going on with Unnatural Selection?
Geez, what is going on with Unnatural Selection? Well, we wanted to try and bridge some of what people really liked about 5e and like put it in the Shadow Dark world, like because people love tieflings and they're necromancer. I think I loved necromancer, so I had to. But we just wanted to really bridge the gap for people who, like, I don't know, who only knew 5e, and we wanted to bring them into something more simple, more fun, more just like easy to get into, easy to make characters. And that's what is going on with Unnatural Selection. I forget how many classes there are in there, Zane.
We have 6 classes and 12 ancestries or races. So we're borrowing a lot from 5e and bringing it in. So it's, it's one of those supplements where you go, hey, I've got a friend who doesn't want to play anything OSR because he wants to play his Dragonborn or his Tiefling or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we go, here you go. Now you can actually play that.
Yeah.
So you're basically building an interface that kind of brings over the open 5e stuff, and I want to that is something I want to bring up. So when did you guys start thinking about publishing your own stuff?
Oh my gosh, wasn't it like right after or during her Kickstarter? We got the first release like PDF of her
the quick start guide is probably what you're thinking of.
Well, that too. No, it's not. When she actually when did she release the PDF? It was like,
yeah, it was right after the campaign. It was within a month or 6 weeks.
Yeah, and that's basically what happened. We accidentally happened upon it, and I thought, let's just, we can get it kickstarted for maybe like $10,000 to $25,000. It's not what happened. It went 106K is not what you would expect for your first time trying to branch out into the publishing world.
Right.
But yeah,
right.
It was almost immediately after we were so inspired, and because I love him and he loves me, diving into, and I'm an artist and he's more of a writer. We just kind of, I don't know, it was like a match made in heaven to create something, and it's fun to work together. So the idea of working on something with him.
So is this your stuff we're seeing here on the covers of the books on the website?
The cover of that book, not the one that has Drascara. That's oh my god, Mark Lyons. That's Mark Lyons with the Drascara. Okay. But that book, that guy at the site, that's I think that's Verdantis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, Verdantics. Yep.
I think he's a neutral deity, nature-ish deity, and I conceived of him, and he had to make a god after I drew that, basically.
Nice.
That's right.
Nice. That is, the exogenesis of so many things throughout TTRPGs come from, look, I saw a really cool picture. Okay. I mean, why do we have owl bears? Well, Gary bought a plastic bag full of rubber monsters at the dime store in Lake Geneva, and there was this weird beaked thing, and he said, that's an owl bear, and set it out there to terrorize players with, you know. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Oh, Tim, just, you know what, I'm sorry, just a little, Tim, owl bears just want a hug, brother. Just get in there and give them a hug. Just give them a big hug and a pat on
I'm
the
sure
back.
they won't be fluffy and rip you apart at the same time. They're too cute, right?
Why
They can't
not?
possibly murder you.
Why not friend if friend shaped? But anyway, yes, the owl bear, the rust monster, and so on and etc. You know, all the, sometimes your inspiration comes from just seeing a drawing. You know, somebody, hey, that's a cool drawing. We got to make that. We got to stat that up, which I think is the essential, the essential urge of a good TTRPG, is not to overthink, to just jump in and let fly with the cool ideas. So
that's actually how Drascara came to be, because
mm-hmm.
so Drascara, the here on the right, that's the upcoming book series essentially, and it was a drawing of a rose that looked like a crystal. So like it
Okay.
was, you know, it had crystal petals and crystal leaves and so forth. And I went, oh, that's really neat looking. I want to do something with that. And I ended up turning it into one of the major core crystal artifacts of the world of Drascara that holds everything together. And and that, you know, and the world was born just because of that image showing up. So I get it.
Yeah, that's I love little stories like that. So as soon as Shadow Dark hits, you guys, the gears start turning. You know, you're firing on all cylinders thinking about this. But this is the winter of 2023. And there was something that happened in 2023. I am trying to put my oh yes, Wizards of the Coast accidentally to the entire hobby. So when they basically came out and said, you're going to stop using the OGL or the puppy gets it, what did this throw you guys for a loop? Did you then have to kind of pump the brakes and say, all right, well, maybe we don't do this, or maybe we just go completely hard into the paint and do something different? So no, so you were just
definitely
like,
no. We were just very careful. We just had to be careful. We had to see what we could actually do and what we couldn't do.
And we were third party to Shadow Dark, and so with that, they're already on the hook for having to deal with that for the most part, because you know, we're just supplementing this system that is already a D20 system. So if they can publish, then we can publish. And
so it's that layer of separation that's, you know, you're feeling the safety from.
Now I did hear stories where the Arcane Library went, oh no, right, because it was only a month or two before they were about to launch, and they scrambled to try to put together an alternate version in case they needed to. But then it seemed to, you know, it resolved itself in time for their March launch, so they were able to launch as planned originally.
Well, that's good, because I of course I know a lot of other publishers, and you know, I don't know. I kind of think of TTRPGs as kind of being on a seesaw. It's like when they're really like highly noticed, and you start talking about capital M money, it tilts towards the industry, but for the most part it stays balanced, if not tilts a little back more towards kitchen sink hobby business kind of thing. And knowing a lot of people who are small creators, and I mean, you know, even I put my own stuff out there mostly for free, but you know, for a lot of people it was like, hey, why did it get shady all of a sudden? And they look up and the Wizards of the Coast legal Death Star is parked over their house, you know, blotting out the sun. So I'm glad you guys were able to have that comfort of knowing that, okay, we're a step back from this. You're less of a of a third party publisher and more almost of a fourth party publisher.
Right. Yeah. In that situation, we didn't really have to worry about it. You know, we also had to make sure we didn't say things like Displacer Beast, you know, as everybody does. And so, you know, we have
Right.
ourselves a tentacle cat or whatever. So, you know,
Right.
that
Right.
those things are easy enough to avoid as long as you look it up. And so that was the only thing that we had to concern ourselves with.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, it is just a matter of just slightly filing the serial numbers off. Hey, is that a beholder? No, 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 no. That's a hateful eyeball, you know,
Right.
that kind of thing. And, oh, should we put a, should we put another name tag up for Kitty? Oh my goodness. So
I have two in my lap right now. I don't know why they all of a sudden are just, I'm sitting here and they're like, I want to cuddle you right now.
right. Oh, mom's talking at the glass thing. She must need
Yeah.
attention.
I must put myself in her way.
So, so you've got Unnatural Selection, and Drascara, a fully realized campaign world. Now, you kind of touched on that earlier. Tell us a little bit more about that.
I think the main thing that I'm excited about that for is, you know, okay, so we're going to go back in time again and to when I was playing with a friend of mine who really liked to do, or he liked the concept, right? I think he talked about it but never actually executed on it, but he liked the idea of there being this living world and not just a sandbox. You know, we get into our categorical terms and I'm never sure exactly which category everything fits into, but he wanted to do a thing where you had a timeline and you would set up all these various world events that were going to occur over time, and those world events were going to occur whether you were involved in them or not. And so I've always liked that idea because it makes the world feel more alive and not so centered on just the party. It's like, oh, I don't want the world to be centered on 5 adventurers. I want the world to be centered on other stuff, and they happen to be uh you know, twisted up in it. So when I created Drascara, which I originally had created it for Basic Fantasy, of course, because that was the beginning of that campaign, I wanted to have that sort of world setup. So various large scale events were happening. There was jostling between empires, and they were trying to gain possession of these core crystals that I've already talked about. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, subterfuge and spying and, you know, corruption and all the good stuff from an era like that. And not that that era has ever changed anyway. And so what I ended up doing is creating kind of a chart system to keep track of all the world events. And then I ended up creating a couple of more games in that we had multiple parties all exploring Drascara at the same time. So as of right now, we have 3 consistent games where there are 3 individual parties who are going about the same world, and they're influencing the world for each other. So when one of the parties gains control of one of the core crystals, then when one of the other parties gets some information about what's going on in the world, they find out that one of the other parties now has control of one of the core crystals. So I really like that kind of dynamic world, and it makes the players get very excited about, oh my gosh, where's this going and how are we going to get that, and oh, what happens if we run into that other party or whatever. So Drascara is set up to be a multi-party campaign world, but it doesn't have to
Okay.
be. It is also set up to be a randomized creation of world events where you can have NPC parties that are doing similar things. And again, you can
Mm-hmm.
have those empires that are clashing and and groups going to war and famine and all the different various random events that can happen with nice charts and an easy organized way to keep track of it all. So it's monumental. It's massive. You know, many cities, many dungeons, many everything. It's a full world, and I've been having a blast, and we've been playtesting it for 3 years at least with multiple parties. So we have a pretty good idea of how it all works and how it all fits together.
Right on. So you've definitely there's some intriguing concepts in there, and I like the idea. A lot of what you're describing is very old school. I mean, like Gary and Rob Kuntz might, for example, be DMing two different groups through Castle Greyhawk, and they might run into each other or out in the world of Greyhawk somewhere, and potentially clash, or what have you, or be at odds. So I got to say, this is a really, really, really intriguing concept that you're talking about. I do want to ask, because it sounds like there's definitely the possibility for this if the DM wants to, but when you talk about like getting possession of the crystals, that sort of thing, is this a campaign that builds towards a Götterdämmerung conclusion? Is there an end to this, I guess is what I'm saying, if you play it right, or if you play it wrong, or what have you?
We've got a comment that I'm talking too much. Do you want to try to take this one?
How am I supposed to take this? You're the person who's writing all of this, and you won't.
I just want to give you a chance.
And you won't share it with me.
I can.
Well, I'm a player in all 3 campaigns, and we've almost clashed into each other, but at the last second, people are like, yeah. So I haven't had to play all 3 of my characters at once yet. But yeah, I have to. I'm not allowed to know all of the storyline, but I know for sure that that there's a outcome that is bad and there's an outcome that is good, but it's all up to like how the players play. Like we have an evil team, all chaotic people, and there's a character in there who is just trying to sow as much chaos as she possibly can, and she's trying to take over the world for Lord Dominus, who's essentially like, oh, what would you call him? He's like
I usually say he's the deceiver deity.
He's the deceiver. Yeah, he's especially, yeah. What did I say? I said especially. But she's trying to like destroy the world. So she's causing all these like cataclysmic events. Like she's poisoned a very old and ancient tree that's going to start probably corrupting the world as we know it. And she's also taking the crystal ice, which is a powerful one of the core crystals, and she's bringing it to probably the most evil lich that exists in our world, which you shouldn't do, but she's doing that. So she's going to cause horrible ripple effects for the rest of the parties eventually when that happens.
Okay, so
yeah, you got it.
Well, I was just going to say, so with what you're describing, this is ongoings in your campaign. These are things that can happen, but not necessarily to every person that plays the campaign. Correct?
Oh, no,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
That's probably the most important thing, is that it is not on rails. This is
good. We're not
up.
railroad fans around here.
No, I never have been. I want the players to be able to tell the story of their campaign like she just did. She was very enthusiastic, very excited about what she was telling everybody about. And she was just talking about one of her characters and how that character was influencing the entire world. That's the type of reaction that I want to get out of players. And I want people who buy Drascara to get out of their players, because it's not just, okay, I've got to figure out what the story is, and I've got to find my place in the story. No, I don't like that. I want them to create the story. So what this book does is it highlights, okay, this is what this queen wants. This is what the king of the frost giants wants. This is what this group wants. And so it's all set up so that they are jostling for power, for positioning, for destruction of whatever, so that every time, not that it's not that somebody's going to play it multiple times, but every time it's played, something different is going to happen. That's the goal.
Okay. Well, so now you've intrigued me yet again, and I want both of you guys to to give me responses here. You're not off the hook to sit there with your mic muted, Damsel. Sorry, that's just how that is. Don't fake a stroke. Don't just fall out of the shot. We'll know. But no. So you mentioned playing this again. That kind of goes back into my question about there being kind of an end point to it, although not on rails. But is this something where the DM, and yes, I'm just going to say, look at it's not referee, game master, or what, DM, and can just say, you know what? I like the world. I like the location. I like your map. Let's just dispense with a meta plot. Let's just get out there and delve some dungeons and you know, protect some keeps on Borderlands and go up against some giants and that sort of thing. Is that something that can work here? Does that gut too much of the core concept, or do you leave it open for the individual groups to say, look, follow the plot to its logical conclusion, don't follow the plot to its logical conclusion?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's sorry, my cat just really distracted me. I feel like we have so many dungeons and there's so many maps that we already have made for this campaign. Like, I feel like you don't have to do the campaign to be able to play in these like locations. Like, they have their own, like, what do we call them? Like mini dungeons or something. They're like their own little book. Are we going to print them out in booklets? I forget what we're doing with them.
Yes. Well, and are you going to give them removable map covers? Because that's, you got to do that. Sorry, it's my old schoolness leaking through. Please.
That's funny. Well, there's a dungeon book, and most certainly there will be extras. What do you want to call them?
Bifolds?
Yeah, we did bifold adventures where you have the maps. I want to do a thing with the cities where you've got, you know, the map of the city on the inside of the little bifold, and then the kind of descriptions of what the major things are there, with, you know, whatever information, a cool image that represents what it looks like, and so I can hand that out to the players at the table. Like, here, you've just arrived in Borfrost. You know, here's all the you know, here's what you see, and they can take a look at that and go, oh, I want to go to this building, or I want to go over there. So, yeah, I think that's kind of what you're getting at. But
wait, hold on, I'm going to interrupt you. Can I interrupt you? Are we selling all three? We're selling 3 different books, right? This is what Drascara is going to end up being. We're going to make the cities separate, aren't we? Or like the cities in the...
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of like a plug and play, but it does have like importance to the campaign book. But they are kind of plug and play, right? Sort of. With their own characters, of course.
Well, you know, there's 3 or 4 different starting locations that I talk about too. Here's a great place to start a party. Here's the situation. You don't have to read the rest of this. You can just start a party right here. I don't even have that text in here. You don't have to read everything. Just start your party here, and there will be some things that go on that you'll find out about that are at a global scale. If you want to, you can go ahead and start to integrate that into the whole campaign. If you don't, you don't have to. So I do try to be very flexible with all of that and provide as many materials as possible for that.
Well, that's excellent. That is really, like I said, I love a good sandbox, and this definitely sounds like a fine sandbox. But with that said, I mean, I think any DM worth their salt is, of course, a guy or a girl, you know, however it works, who wants to create their own dungeons, their own mini campaigns, and that sort of thing. And I'm not going to ask you, does this let you do that? Because obviously it does. You know, obviously, you know, a DM's got the latitude.
I didn't come up with everything.
Right, exactly, as you shouldn't. And I feel like that is like, I've talked before about, you know, kind of leaving off on D&D partway through high school and not really picking it up for another number of years. And when I looked back at all the stuff that had come out in my absence, now I'm going to step on some toes here, so you guys brace yourselves. Things like Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, that sort of thing. The stories seemed to have all been written already. It's like, well, I kind of want to put my own mega dungeon in here. Oh, well, you can't, because that's Elminster already did X, and that, and it always seemed to me that like a more open setting was the better way to go. And that design ethos of, you haven't done all the thinking for the DM, that echoes in original D&D. I think one of the last passages in the OD&D rule books is why should you want us to do all your thinking for you, to the nascent referee, as they were called back then,
right,
prior to Dungeon Master. But
yeah,
I like
and
the
I
idea.
also,
Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you. I also
No,
like
talking stick, it's yours.
Of having it there if they want it, because I don't know how many times I've had players do something that I didn't expect them to do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're over here and I'm not ready for that. Well, maybe the book will just explain it for me, and I don't have to panic and try to come up with something on the fly. I can just use what's here. Or if I'm excellent at coming up with stuff on the fly, then create on the fly. I just like having the option, so that you can be lazy if you want to be, or you can, go ahead and create.
I feel like every DM is different, where some people really do like the rails because they don't have necessarily a creative mind. They could still be a really good DM. They can't really think outside of like the box that is set up for them. So I think it helps. I think we have it set up in a way that, I mean, you can totally go off the rails in whatever direction you want. But I think there's definitely like a story that can be followed if you want to. But it is all up to the players too. Like the players, whatever decisions they make, it's going to change like whatever the DM is doing. So it's just too many possibilities. Maybe that's a good thing, or it could be a bad thing.
No, I think the key point, and I'm gonna be perfectly honest. So having not looked through the campaign or anything yet, I feel like there's room enough for a game master who does feel that way. Like, look, I just want to get inside this module where I'm safe and I know what's in the next room, and I don't have to okay guys, wait, you went left and I don't have left mapped yet. I'll if you guys have ever watched our Friday night Gamma World games, I'll just straight up like, okay, there's a tunnel to the right. Well, we're gonna take the tunnel to the left, or we're gonna leave and walk around in the desert. I'm just like, a warbot stumbles upon you and starts firing. Roll for initiative. Tell me what you're gonna do. Exactly. Just make it up as you go along. But that brings me to another point. So, because you were talking earlier about modules with fold out covers and that sort of thing. Do you guys it's like and I know I keep falling back on this, but it's my jam, for lack of a better thing. One can play against giants, Temple of Elemental Evil, the Slave Lords modules, or even the Dragonlance modules, or things from the Forgotten Realms, without ever touching the campaign sets. So when you guys start doing individual modules for Drascara, will they be so neatly divorced from the set that say I want to run one of them for 1E, I want to do the homework and retool them for 1E, but I'm like, these are good maps and this is a cool adventure. I'm guessing that's it's got that flexibility, right? Without too much of, well, yeah. I just should have written the whole thing myself.
Well, it would be, I think it would be hard to make it so that it was not that way, right? Like how could you create something that is so boxed in that you couldn't use it for something else? I don't even know how that would be possible. So keeping it open is a kind of a natural process. I think that it's definitely going to allow you to go, all right, let's take this little thing, this particular adventure where we go underneath the lake and we go into a gold mine, and there's undead, and there's this giant purple worm that's, that's been threatening the nearby village forever, and we need to decorrupt the gold mine so people can go back in there and start mining gold again. Well, that's totally open. You could put that in any world, in any situation, and it's going to work.
Right on, right on. And it's interesting you mentioned that. I was speaking with Harold Johnson of TSR fame at EggCon just a few weeks ago, and put a pin in that, one of you guys, because I do want to ask you about the convention scene in just a second. But I was talking to Harold Johnson, and we got on the history of Dragonlance, and my perception, having looked at the first couple of Dragonlance modules, was that they were terribly railroady, that they were welded to that campaign setting. You're not I think there's something in one of the modules that says, look, every character has to survive. If characters have died and you get to this point in the module, find some way to bring them back. It doesn't matter, because it has to work this way. And he said that TSR got pushback from the first couple of modules, the first and second module. And he talked to Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman and said, these are good, but we've got to open them up. And so the later modules were, as you say, very sandboxy. They managed to do what you said you weren't sure how people could do that. They welded those first couple of DL modules to Dragonlance so firmly that even character death was told, don't let this happen. You'll spoil the plot of the module.
That's quite the talent there to make it so that it's so welded. I'm impressed.
Yes,
but I would never want to do
it. and it was refreshing to kind of get that sort of lights on moment talking to Harold, where he was like, yeah, and they were like, oh, okay, all right, we've got it now. Let them do anything. And the later modules, they sort of loosened up on that. So I'm excited about seeing the modules, the campaign set, and Drascara is it's working now, right? It's not out yet, or is it?
That's correct. Yes, it is. We are set up for our crowdfunding launch in October 14th, and we're hurtling toward that date. And
it's probably not going to launch that day, but we're shooting for October. No, I have to set up the entirety of the Kickstarter while also setting up an enamel pin campaign in the same month. So it's like, I have to set up your thing, not your thing, it's our thing, but I have to set up my own separate like thing, and then also that thing. It's going to be chaos in October.
As Timothy Imholt says, easy peasy.
Easy peasy. Yes.
Yeah, Tim, I wish you could draw for me.
Tim is wise. So, well, we'll get to the drawing in just a second, because I did want to ask you guys about the con scene. So, you got a natural selection out there. Drascara is coming. Are you guys hitting the cons? Are you going to go to the cons, or?
Okay, so we went one time to Gen Con. It was humongous. I don't know if we're going back there again unless we have a table where I could do my pins and we can do Unnatural Selection. We're probably gonna gear up to try and do the con scene next year once we get the funding so that we can do a lot of travel. We're looking into getting like a travel van, possibly.
Mhm.
We're hoping for that. And then we'll probably be hitting more cons. The whole thing is we're so new to this that we really only go to GaryCon, and we're probably I think we're going to North Texas RPG Con next year. And I mean, that's the only one I really know for sure, but I'm not, I'm such a noob in this industry that I don't know like the conventions all that well. So I want to say, yes, we're going to go to cons, but no, we haven't been to many. So we're still learning about what the conventions are, when they are, so that we can plan accordingly. We're still like, we don't know what we're doing.
Well, one thing I can tell you is get to EggCon. Get to EggCon. Lake Geneva is beautiful in the summer.
When is it? Isn't it?
Did
it just happen not that long ago?
This year's EggCon is passed, but you've got time to plan for it. It is the weekend around July 27th, Gary's birthday. So I do recommend.
Yeah.
Heidi and Eric are wonderful people. It is beautiful country up there in the spring, and
we're special guests at Page.
Well, there you go. If you guys are going to be, I'll be at Page.
We get to meet.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a couple that are scheduled for next year. We've been going to GaryCon every year. This will be our third. Next year will be our third. And Page, and we're going to go to the North Texas one also. I don't remember the name.
You've got to go to Claricon. I honestly, it's only the biggest convention in a suburban Canadian area. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Canadian. I want to call it Canada, but
Canada.
It's not how you say Canada.
Oh, but no, we love Dungeon Minister. I can't make it up there. I mean, if I started walking now, I could make it to next year's Claricon after wintering in Tennessee. But we love some Dungeon Minister around here. I'll do virtual Claricon for you, DM. But it's the biggest TTRPG convention in Glen Williams.
Okay.
It truly
Hi,
is.
Jess. Jess is here. She's a longtime fan of our lives, and she always shows up. She's a regular. She's great.
Well, hello, by the way, to all you fine folks from Dungeon Damsel's channel who have elected to grace us. I put more chairs out, by the way, so there'd be plenty of room for people in the audience. So now I'm putting you on the spot, Dungeon Damsel. It's your turn in the apple barrel. Some Dungeon Damsel art. Do you have some stuff you can share? I would love to see some of your artwork.
You have a bunch of stuff. Not on my computer. It's on his computer.
Yeah, I was prepared for this.
Hit me, Zane.
I haven't drawn too much because I've been doing a lot for my own pin stuff. So I haven't been able to concentrate on the books. But I think I am going to possibly be doing at least one of the covers, because just some artists we haven't not quick enough, right? It's all about timing, and we're like crunching, and we need a cover. So I'm probably have to make a cover. So I'll be tossing out art very, very soon, like too soon, maybe in 2 days.
So we don't get to see any now? Is that what you're saying?
We have not my personal art, but we have art.
I'm trying to share my screen here, so hold on a second.
Okay.
From our new book, from Drascara. How do you do that?
Let me stop sharing. You should be able to add now. The exigencies of StreamYard sometimes can be a little bit of a young, energetic kitten to wrangle. And I don't mean that in a good way. All right, here we go. Add to stage.
All right, so there's a piece that is of brass oak, which is a mile-wide tree that the clockwork elves live in Drascara. So getting that across was very challenging to get to make a tree that looks like it's a mile across. And this artist, who is
actually my teacher from high school. He taught me photography and art. Yeah. He's amazing. I love him. His name is Chris Hodge. He is. I'm pretty sure he has an Instagram. I think it's Chris Hodge Art. I'm not entirely certain, but man, he is absolute. Whoa, what you doing, Zane?
I was just trying to find the next cool one to show off.
They're all cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
we're here to see art. We love art.
Yeah. So this is the wielder of the crystal ice at the beginning of the book.
Mhm.
This was created by Mark Lyons also.
That is great.
Why does it zoom in? That's so. Oh my god, it's the creepy guy.
No, I think you guys just got a sketch of me in the mornings there before I've had my caffeine. It is that piece speaks to me. I love me some underground water features. I absolutely do. I think that is the creepiest and coolest things you can stick in a dungeon exploration. Tell me what is this particular piece for something, or is it just cool art?
This is all for Drascara is what I'm showing you right now. And so this is the entrance to Cape Black, which is an underground city on a massive underground ocean. So this is a pathway to get to that city. And of course, you can go off path and explore throughout this underground dungeon cave system.
Very cool.
Trust me, you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. It is not good. That's where we're in the campaign at the moment in the Thursday night games, where we're basically probably going to die. Like we've already died like 3 times. Hey, that's Chet's art.
Yep, this is Chet Minton.
Oh, I love Chet. Yeah, I ran into him at EggCon. We've had him on the show before. Yeah. EggCon was a lot of fun seeing Chet up there. He's worked with Heidi and Eric and done some beautiful stuff for them. So that's awesome that you guys got Chet. Well, that kicks it up a whole full notch on the scale, art-wise.
Oh, we'll show him the other one.
I'm just going through and we'll
show him all the Chets.
Oh, this one's pretty cool though. This is.
Oh yeah, that one is scary.
So we wanted to have. Let's see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Yeah. So we wanted to have a centaur that wasn't the classic centaur, and so we found this amazing artist who. Really, Phil Chesnick, who does some pretty creepy, weird stuff, and asked him to create a couple of pieces for us, and this is one of those pieces. I think it's masterful, personally.
Yeah, that is pretty special. That is nice. And Peter just jumped in here. Peter, thank you for the heads up. Yeah, so EggCon is a week earlier. Don't listen to me about times and dates. I can barely plan to tie my shoes.
This is another piece
I like it. Eldritch, horrible.
Yeah, this is another piece by Chris Hodge. I mean, underneath the lost city of Chromatica, underneath the ocean.
Oh, nice.
Totally.
Again, water-based adventures. Good stuff.
It's kind of dumb how I have to click like that. So let me do it this way here.
Quick, everybody, screenshot it so you know what his file structure is.
It's super structured, believe me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I use the everything on desktop method. That way, if anyone ever hijacks my PC, they'll give up in frustration.
I'm trying to find the other pieces.
Find the other Chet. Can you just type his name in the search bar?
I'm in a weird software, so I don't know which, but I will find it. I mean, this is another amazing piece too.
In all of these rewards,
Wow.
that I love that. That has such a great old school vibe to it. You know, it's
Mark Lyons. He's so good.
Yeah, that is nice.
So
Because that, you know, there's blood, there's swords, there's building burning, there's a knight executing on a guy. That is, you know, you got mom in the background. She's just trying to do some shopping, and Sir Plate Mail there is like, yeah, it's time for you to experience half off. But yeah, this is great. It harkens back, you know. I mean, I make no secret of my love of the classics, and stuff like that, that doesn't lean in so heavily into the pastels and blues, greens, and pinks. Hey, Gonzalo. Yes, I think Gonzalo set the tone for that last one. You sure talk a lot of shit for someone with such a flammable house.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites.
Thank you for the super, Gonzalo. I really appreciate it.
This is another piece by Chetman.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is phenomenal.
He's amazing. I love him so much.
Yeah, I was gonna buy when I was at EggCon, he was selling Tervises that had the great green devil face on them that has the you know what in the middle. And I was like, I'm gonna get one of those, but I'm gonna get one later because I got stuff to do. And he said he like brought 8 and they were gone by the end of the first day. So
oh my gosh, that's amazing though. Good for him. So really.
Oh yeah. That no, put Chet's art back unless you've got something else to show. Don't. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, here's another one. Another Chet one.
I love his art so much. He gives the best hugs, by the way. So go get a hug.
Well, I did not get a hug from Chet, but I was.
Well, heck, that's all I do is I give hugs. I'm a hugger.
All right. Well, I'll put you down for Paige. Then, I'll be the fat middle-aged RPG guy. You can't miss me.
Here's a piece by Joey Dossel or Dosil. I always have to ask him how to pronounce it, and I always forget. So
that's a good one too. I love the touches of red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're introducing a little bit of red, I think. Yeah, in this next one. So just a little bit when it's appropriate. Only when it's appropriate. Fire, blood, maybe some gems, a rose or two, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that is quite nice.
Someone wanted to zoom in because the ink work was cool.
Yeah,
happiest gnome.
I love the heavy lines. Like heavy line work pleases me.
Me too.
It is great stuff. Bob said it looks very Peter Mullen. Well, I mean, I think it's I think it's definitely its own jam. This is fantastic.
Yeah, this is another Joey Dossel.
Mm-hmm.
Representing Borfrost and the King Hellspawn here.
A little bit of DCC vibes.
I do love DCC.
Yeah, DCC is definitely it's got a big following and people gush about it. The first and fullest report I ever got about one of my modules was from a group that ran it in DCC, like not for AD&D. It's like, yeah, we ran Lost Crypt in DCC, and okay, well that's cool. Bob,
my
I've been
first
saying
time
hi
playing,
to you all night.
Yeah, he did. I've heard him. The first time I played DCC, I think it was actually at GaryCon the first year I went, and I don't know how we ended up here, but we were in this pyramid type tomb, and like this evil deity in my head, because I'm the magic user, was like, hey, if you turn on these people and kill them all and whatever, I'll give you all of this power. And I'm like, So I think I did Fireball, was it? And the higher your number of that you get on your roll, the more insane damage it does. Well, I didn't only crit, but I got like, I don't even know what number I got, but it was like over 30 or some ridiculous thing. And annihilated everybody in the air. I did like 40 something damage. Everybody died. And then I was chasing Zane's character out of the building, trying to kill him. And then I have like this avatar of evil like within me that I mean, that was my first DCC, and ever since I killed everybody and turned on the party, I have loved DCC. You tell the kind of character I like to play.
I played DCC at GaryCon in 2023, and I played a strong, stupid fighter, and I was killed by flamethrower wielding zombies. I went down to flamethrower wielding zombies. So that's that was how that went. I was sitting there. I just wrapped up an OD&D game on the mezzanine there at GaryCon, and a gentleman approached me and was like, "Hey man, you want to come play some DCC? We're right over here at this table." So I was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, why not?" And so I went over there and I had an absolute blast. Drank a few beers and was then set on fire with a flamethrower. So
the beers helped ignite it, you know.
Absolutely, it was the alcohol. Yeah. Gonzalo played Dungeons and Dragons for 3 hours and then he was slain by an elf. I understood that reference, Gonzalo, by the way. Giant spider on the front of a castle. You gotta love it. So what is whose piece is this?
This is Joe Porchio. He just started making some pieces for us. He's excellent. We're really happy with him, and he does. I love his architecture work and such. So I've been using him a lot for buildings and cities and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me ask you this: have you guys worked with Ken and James at all on art?
Have we? Is he in the repertoire of people?
I don't think so.
Ken and James. I don't even know if I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's got a project going right now. We had him on the show a while back, but it was a lot of fun. He sent me his. This is not stats. This is not an RPG book, but it's just real quick. Monsters, and it's just all black and white, really heavy ink.
Okay, hey Zane, go hire him.
Yes, Kenan, if you happen to be watching this, you're welcome. But yeah, I can't show that one.
Did it have boobies?
It did have boobies. It absolutely.
You can't show boobies. Boo.
I got to be careful. You never know, because YouTube is like. It's like playing Frogger, it's like you're moving along and then the turtles start to sink under you and then you're toasted. But
yeah, I understand.
But I'm gonna add your art back there.
Another great piece by Mark Lyons. They're summoning their deity to come to Drascara, the deity of the gnolls. Clacknaw.
Nice. So art now, something else I'll tell you is I am a sucker for a nice, clean dungeon map. That is look, I know I have friends, I have acquaintances, I have associates who worked at Wizards of the Coast back in the start of things. And I appreciate that they wrote some good adventures. They put their heart into those god-awful maps that had to be like full color, glossy. Yeah, like if there's a chair mentioned in the description, we're going to put the chair in the map, and the page is going to be this sort of sepia brown, and
that looks like a sketch. Zane, do you have?
Yeah, it's a sketch.
That is what I'm talking about. That is the perfect blend of details on map and easy to read black and white. Map makers, just a moment, guess, map makers, while you're out there, please, full color maps are nice, but stuff like this, please. I don't demand non-repro blue all the time. See, that's a really
pretty one.
Yeah, this is the kind of easy to read, fairly clutter-free map that makes DMing easy. A map should inform and give direction to the DM. So Bob Gnarly points out also I can put you in touch with the Tracy Lesh. Tracy, of course, did the he created the art for the Mind Flayer back in '75. So I want to ask you what these are from, but I don't want spoilers. I don't want you guys to spoil it. But these are gorgeous maps.
The next book.
Yeah, they're from Drascara, and this one is the Temple of the Crystal Rain.
Okay.
You can see the raindrop on this particular shot here at the top.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. Nice.
Are those Dragon Balls in 17?
No.
They're not.
Sure?
It's the old classic using a star to represent like a statue or something, and then you look it up to see what it is.
Yeah, that's the way it was, like going all the way back, as I recall, in early modules. Like a star was a statue, just a round filled in dot was a pillar, but if there was a star, it was a statue. Hey Kabuki, good to see you, dear. Welcome. Everybody know
you should
Kabuki
plug our artist who does these maps, by the way.
Who is your artist who does these maps? Please tell me.
Keep him a secret.
His name is Glenn. Whoops, that's me. Though all I can tell you right now is Glenn. For whatever reason, I'm blanking on the rest of it here. Hold on a second. I can tell you.
Okay. Resident Alien. Is there another season? I don't know. You're looking up on your browser.
They are gorgeous maps, Kabuki. I was also Bob Gnarly was asking, please let her show her pins. I don't know if that's a veiled reference to something. Should I worry about that? Your pins.
No, it's my enamel
totally
pins.
Do that.
Okay. Are they on the store?
No, he was supposed to put some of them up there.
I haven't gotten to it. But she's got a ton. She's got many. She's had 2 successful campaigns.
I'll be right back. I have to go get them.
Okay. She's
had 2 successful campaigns for her first time ever doing it, and it's very impressive.
Excellent.
He likes to be known as the Legend of Talik, is the map maker.
The Legends of Talik map maker.
Yeah, Talik.
I'm a make a note.
Okay. I've got him booked for a long time, so you can't use him. But other than that.
That's in my Friday night Gamma World game notes, and now I'm going to look at that, and then we can go, oh, right.
Right.
So we are, we're waiting on Dungeon Damsel.
Yeah, well, we can always chat about something else.
Yes, absolutely. So, would you consider playing some first edition AD&D sometime?
Well, sure. Why not? Yeah, I would. I'm sure I'd get something out of it. It'd be nostalgic for me. A friend of the family, and he brought the red box set of the basic Dungeons and Dragons to my house when I was 8 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I started there, and then really, it was excited about Advanced when that came out. So I am familiar with it for sure.
I'd love to have you guys on one of these nights. Maybe have you guest in on an AD&D game or something. If you wanted
that'd be great.
That would be awesome. Let me see. So do we have pins?
Yeah. Here, hold on. I am pulling them out of their plastic protective thingies. A kitty cat.
Okay.
It's so my camera won't automatically.
Can you make her full screen?
Yeah,
I don't know if I don't know if
I
that'll
can
help.
certainly
They're
do
so
that.
tiny. Look, see how tiny?
Let's see. How do we? Nope, that's not it at all. That's the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, actually. Let's see. And we're getting there. We're getting there. I'll keep working.
Eventually.
Maybe one day.
If you do the one where you're on your own, then you drag her over to it. It should work like that.
All right,
and
let's
you
see.
should be able to drag her somehow. I've done it before.
All right,
I've done
let's
it
see.
before.
There, you are solo layout.
I did this campaign called Mimics Among Us, and all I did was mimics. I wish this, if I go like this, it's just gonna go like that.
It's blurry. Yeah.
It's blurry. But
Yeah, it's trying to
I did
focus
nothing
on
but
something in the
mimics.
background.
Oh, I know. It's
Well, we can see it now that we've got you.
Yeah.
So this is classic mimic. This is mimic tarot pin, like tarot cards. It's the tower, of course, because calamity. Mimic brings calamity. I did a pizza.
Yeah,
Mimic
It was my
pizza.
first
Mimic pizza, right?
mimic pizza. So it's like an evil gonna kill you pizza. I did an evil gonna kill you teddy bear. It's so cute, but it's got like this Cheshire smile and an evil tongue. I really wish this. Maybe Zane could show them better than I could on his stupid computer. My computer's being stupid. Here, take them all.
There, Zane will be back. Bob says, I'm about to get the most likes on any video ever. No, I think the Gary Gygax interview still holds that that title. I mean, there's a few, but the Gygax one I think probably has the most.
Usually it kind of focuses on my hand and then it is there. That's not.
Oh, nice.
There's the pizza. Oh, I'm muted.
I
You can still kind of hear me.
We can hear you. I just thought you were leaning back off of it. Oh, Agile Monk, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I do. A teddy bear mimic, that's horrible. I think I may have to get one of those.
Yep. And then here's the tarot card. Come on, tarot card. You can do it. Maybe. There it goes.
Oh, wow. I love these. So what's one of these gonna set a fella back?
it depends on which one, but the big one, because they're pretty big, they're $22 a piece.
Okay, yeah, no, that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah. I've also had to raise prices because of importing from China is kind of a pain in the ass.
Right.
They're the only people that do enamel pins, which is unfortunate. Can you even hear me? Oh, you can hear me.
Yeah, no, I can hear you just fine.
That's my classic mimic pin. Yeah, and then I sell a heart that's like 16, and you can here's my heart, Zane. I have a bunch. I can't find them all. There's so many of them in my workspace over there. Mimic heart.
Nice.
Wish we would focus on there. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, there's the mimic heart.
Wicked. I like it.
And then I have a $12 banana. It's tiny, but it's so tiny. I don't even think if I showed it here, you'd be able to see it.
I'm always muted because we're in the same room.
Yeah, sorry. I'll yeah. And then I just ran a campaign. I just got 23K on second campaign ever. It's all like obscure. I called it Infinite and Infernal. So it's like
You should bring her back on the screen instead of me.
No, people like you. You should just try to ad-lib me. I don't like looking at myself. I want to look at somebody else.
I can do this. Nope, but then nobody likes to look at me. So put you back on. Watch my numbers go back up.
Look at me. Look at me. It's a cat break. No. Get out of here. We're not doing that today. Okay, so I was talking about how they are obscure. Oh my gosh.
Jorge says those pins
biblically accurate pins. Yeah. Something like that. Those pins make okay. Sorry, you go.
Dang it, it's scrolling too fast. Those pins make me think an AD&D battle vest is a great idea. I agree.
What? Like being made out of them?
I don't know, but I agree with it.
I'm doing my next campaign that's going to take place in October. I think before we launch Drascara is going to be cats dressed up in like all manner of nerd things. So we're probably going to have some D&D cats, and we're going to have some Star Wars cats. But I'm not going to call them that.
You mean space conflict cats? Of course, I think
Space
that's what you meant.
conflict
Yes,
cats.
space
metal
conflict cats. Yes,
yes. Lots of nerd things.
yes. Oh, and Bob Jester, you only have 17 pieces of flair. Why aren't you wearing more flair in the dungeon? Look at Bob the Fighter. He has 34 pieces of flair.
I know that's from
Office Space.
No, I thought it was also from. They did that also in another movie, not just Office Space.
I'm not aware if it's in another movie, but
it was in a movie
certainly
with Ryan
maybe.
Reynolds. I forget the name of the movie, but it was a bad, good movie. It's a terrible, horribly good movie about surveying people. Yep.
Yeah, not familiar with, but that sound.
Yes, Waiting. I thought they
okay.
had that in Waiting. Like I thought somebody was like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. I haven't seen it for a long time.
Pins galore, and we had someone up the conversation, which sounds pretty nasty. We had someone up the conversation who asked if you've got like where these can be bought at.
I have an Etsy right now, but we want to get them on our website. Give me the link in the chat.
I'll put it up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
Yeah, get it.
Come on, it's right here. Do it.
Hold on. I forget what I called
Get to the chopper. Wow. I don't know. I'm punchy. I haven't had caffeine today. I'm just punchy. Do you think a shadow? Oh, well, I think this question is better suited to someone who knows Shadow Dark, because I'm just going to blurt out my own crusty old man AD&D opinions on this. So if you guys,
I don't know how to give him the link.
2 hit point minimum for level 1 characters. Heck no. 1 hit point is great. It is the best. You know, you can still. It's not well. Okay. The way the rules are originally set up, you don't die when you get to 0. There is still an opportunity to be revived. If you play it, you know, in the way the old D&D was, which is certainly
the way it should be played. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's certainly your prerogative. Then, yeah, they're dead. Sorry. I mean, you know, there's a lot. It's. I don't think it's called Iron Man rolls, but it's Iron Man rolls. So you just do your 3d6s, and what you get is what you get. And if you roll a 1 or you have a low con and you lower your HP to 1, then you probably should just have another character ready for when that one dies. But
yeah,
some people do make it. They do survive into the next level. So that's just my opinion.
Yes, that is the way. I definitely think that's how it should be done. I don't know how did. I think I meant to click there. Accidentally clicked on the wrong one, but there we go. Let's see. Yes, AD&D does have Raised Dead and Resurrection, but those also require System Shock rolls. So,
yeah, and that's something that we, you know, I implemented or probably borrowed from Basic Fantasy, and it was interesting because Basic Fantasy has a resurrection thing as well. And in that first campaign that I was running, that led to the creation of the Drascara book and everything. There was a situation where a couple of characters died, and there was a dragon who was not too far away or somehow became part of this whole situation. And so one of the living characters said, hey, we will help you with what you need help with, which was already part of the campaign, if you give us a scroll of resurrection. And that was kind of a cool moment, because then the dragon said, okay, then go do this thing. And so they ended up having a full mission, a full not campaign, but a full adventure on trying to get this thing that the dragon needed so that they could bring their people back to life. And if we were in a world where there was no resurrection, then that wouldn't have happened, and they wouldn't have had this awesome adventure. And constantly, the dragon was just constantly showing up, going, "You haven't gotten the thing yet. Like, what are you doing? Hurry up, let's go." And so they had this constant pressure of the dragon antagonizing them because they hadn't gotten the mission done.
I thought I was antagonizing the dragon, and that's why she kept showing up, because I was like, "How am I gonna call her? Hello."
Yes, you did that, but it was also showing up and going, "Hey, where's my color change?"
All right. Well, I hope that
I linked Zane to my Etsy. I thought he would send it to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how you guys have been talking on Discord.
Well, yes, but I was just going to say you could paste it to me in the studio chat if you wanted as well.
I forgot that existed.
That's okay. That's entirely all right.
There you go.
All right. So here we go. I'm going to open that.
They're not all up there, but if you have a request, I have to count my pizzas before I put them there.
All right. I'm going to put this up, and I will, for anyone who's watching this stream, maybe post ex facto, this will be down in the description. I will edit the description and put it down there as well. So come on, you let me copy.
Hi, Grandma.
See, and
somebody asked how long I've been creating, and that's kind of a weird question, just because I was in the video game industry for 22 years as a producer, and so you could say that I was creating during that time. But as far as for Dungeon Damsel, about 3 years, maybe 3.5.
There you go. And okay, so I don't know if that let's see. That was for you guys. That super actually was over on y'all's channel. So
oh, nice. Thank you so much.
But there you go. Question answered. I hope, Agile.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's a lifetime of creation. I much prefer creating than consuming. You know, I don't want to watch a show for more than an episode before I want to go back and
I can binge it. I can binge the whole damn show.
Right. And
I don't like waiting. He makes me wait.
I'm like, I'm done with this. I got to go make stuff, and I'd much rather be creating. So that's always been my thing. And even in the video game world, I got into the video game industry because I was making my own games on my own, doing the programming, doing the art, doing the audio, doing everything. And then the opportunity came to make that a career. And so I jumped on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like creating.
Well, there you go. There you go. And well, I guess let's bounce, since we're playing 3 square here. Let's bounce the ball over to you, Dungeon Damsel. How long have you been doing this? I mean, let's talk about you getting into the tabletop. Where did you come into this lovely insane group therapy session, game theory, war game modeling thing that has existed for so long now?
I think it was like in 2012. I started in I think it was a D&D 2.5 or third edition. It was 3.5. D&D
yeah,
3.5.
2012 would have been third and a half.
Yeah, so I started off in that and in Pathfinder first edition. I just enjoyed the role play. I didn't really know the rules per se, so I wasn't really like good at stuff until maybe like 2021 when I started doing stuff with Zane, like in person and stuff. And then I had to really learn like how to play the game per se. But I've kind of been like maybe babyly playing since 2012.
I'm gonna interrupt you because you are a
Why?
natural talent. Like, you are a natural talent. You're a natural talent at doing voices. You're a natural talent at playing the game. Like, you don't need to know what the stupid rules are. The stupid rules are get in the way, essentially.
I think this is why I like Shadowdark, because I don't have to remember much, and I actually feel confident when I am playing Shadowdark because I don't have to read too much. It's really easy for me to be into it and really just concentrate on role playing. That's probably why I started to shine ever since Shadowdark actually was released for the most part. But you know, it's also him. He's helped me a lot step out of my shell. I'm actually pretty much an introvert, so I've only barely been in the scene. Like literally ever since our book was released, I've forced myself to step out of my comfort zone and play more games. Like I wouldn't be here because I'm actually like super nervous and bad at talking. Yeah, I've expressed that, but and he helps me know what to say, sort of, or have a voice, really, because I didn't really have one in my previous relationship with or my previous DM who uh, first introduced me into the game. So it's just been kind of like me stepping out of my shell and into the light of Dungeons and Dragons. Ah.
Welcome to the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
I mean, but I've been drawing since I was like, I don't even know. Not well. I seriously started drawing probably in 2017 for commission work. I don't want to talk about what I was drawing, but it's been better drawing OSR stuff and D&D and Shadowdark stuff than it has been my previous employment.
Oh no, you can tell us what you used to draw.
Oh God.
I'm kidding. You don't have to.
I almost wanted to, but not really. That's my past. I really wanted to get away from that, and so I haven't drawn. Okay. I don't want to.
That's fine.
Nope. No, you know what? I don't want to poop on a parade of anybody.
Yeah, no, not around here. That's not our jam. But I did put your Etsy link in the video description. So again, if you guys are watching this later this evening, tomorrow, at some point in the future, but real quick, if you're watching this in the past, please let me know how you did that. But down below there is a link to Dungeon Damsel's point directly at you, to Dungeon Damsel's Etsy store. So you can find those.
I have one
gorgeous
sale.
Well, that's great.
Because I'm brand new in there, and it's not easy to get when you're brand new on Etsy. It is so hard to get sales. I don't even know how anybody gets to like the 1,000 sales that they get to, and nobody will think you're reputable unless you have like at least 100 or something sales. It's like that's why we're probably eventually moving to the website. But right now, I have an Etsy. I'll probably be using the Etsy until. I mean, if it ever, I don't know. But one day they'll all be on the website. One day.
Well, that's awesome. And I definitely understand, about getting sales out there. Like I have the little character generator program I wrote. I mean, I have to pester people on Twitter. Hey, you want to buy this? It's really cool. So I can't have a storefront for this. So I'm glad you're able to have one. That's great. But that is, that's super cool, and those are gorgeous cloisonne pins.
Oh my God, I love them. My manufacturer is pretty great. We communicate really well, and that's hard because of the language barrier. But
okay.
We communicate pretty well.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, I remember. Do you guys know Stefan, Dwarven Forge? Stefan.
I know Dwarven Forge. I don't know if I know exactly who Stefan is, but I know
Stefan Porconi. But in a video, and I don't. They had some great painting videos. Like if you buy their stuff unpainted, like great tutorials on how to paint it, and they took all of them down, and it drives me up the fucking wall because. And I'd like directly email them, talk to them on Facebook. Talking to Stefan face to face is kind of pointless if you're at a con because he's usually very happy when he's at the con. But he talked in a video about going to China and explaining, like taking prototype Dwarven Forge pieces to show to the people who would be mass producing this stuff how to paint it up. And he said the initially, like the first couple of days, the language barrier was very difficult, but he said it was fascinating because they almost immediately began to grok oh, okay, all right, castles, we get that, monsters and that sort of thing. And the guy who managed the factory would take home factory seconds and stuff. Stefan was okay with that. Like, yeah, you know, if a piece gets broken on the line and you want to glue it together and take it home with you, that's okay with us. And when he went back over for another visit, the factory manager was like, my kids are bonkers for this stuff. They play like just free form Chinese mythological adventure sessions, no rules, no dice, but they love building the castles and having adventures in them. And I think that's I think that what that points to with you talking about, you know, you getting your pins done over there, is that a good fantasy can really, it can reach across edition, it can reach across a hobby table, it can reach across oceans, you know, as long as you've got a good story to tell. Yeah.
You have to illustrate the story sometimes too for it to come across, right?
Right. Of course. But so what is the next big plateau for you guys? Because you're climbing up now with you know, your world book, your campaign set. Oh, and that's something I meant. Is the campaign setting going to be a box set, or is that just going to be a book?
Box set.
I love
I don't know if we're gonna have them separate for purchase or not. We're still kind of going over what we're gonna do, because it's kind of complicated, but because we want everybody to get, like, you know, all the books, but that can get pricey. So we want to make a price point that is, you know, maybe like you just get the classes, or maybe you just get the cities, or like all the spells or whatever. So we're figuring that out still. We're still trying to figure out how we're going to set that up.
But yeah, the ultimate would be a box set with the, you know, the slip case and the whole deal. So, you know, excited about doing that. And, you know, it's funny because I've never been one into, and this is going to sound really crazy for everybody, but I've never been one into physical objects. And maybe it's because of the video game background and I just like digital stuff. So physical objects are not that important to me, but entering this industry and realizing you needed to have a special edition and a normal edition is similar to the comic book industry, right? Which I also dabbled in. So it's been an adjustment for me to go, yeah, people really want objects, you know, they want dice and they want books and the same book with a different cover, and they want all this stuff. Whereas I went to the van life world, so I was trying to get rid of all my possessions, absolutely everything, just the bare necessities, because I felt that all that stuff was clutter. But you know, I'm excited and enjoying the other side of that. You got to see the world how it is.
Yeah, we mostly South Florida.
You know, I must admit, I think in the heart of all of us gamers beats a little bit of the power of Kirk's attorney Samuel T. Cogsley. You know, when he shows up to help defend Kirk in a court case, and he's got just piles of books, just piles and piles of books all over the quarter as he's preparing his defense, you know, and he says, this is where the law is. It's in books. It's not in a computer. So I think in all of us nerds, you're going to find, you know, sure, there's a person who's like, but I've got every D&D thing published ever from 1974 to 2025 in my iPhone. I'm like, yeah, but did Gary Gygax autograph your iPhone? Because he autographed my Dungeon Masters guy. Errol Otis did not do a drawing inside of your iPhone. He did in my copies of Deities and Demigods. So you know, I'm a tactile kind of guy. You know, it sparks joy. You know,
right, and it's always better. I'd much rather read a book in physical than reading it on my computer. I mean, I'm gonna stay awake more than looking at it on a computer screen. But otherwise, I still was very much into not having possessions.
Right now you're finding again you're running into the wilderness of nerds, and we all want that. So
I'll be
but
right back in a second.
oh sure of course. Oh no, she's poisoned. Her condition has been changed to poison quick. Somebody out there in the audience cast neutralize poison, or at least slow poison, so she'll make it to the end of the stream. But what is the next plateau then? Because you've got the box set, or however it works out. You've got the stuff. You've got the projects you're working on now. What's down the road other than maybe just a well-deserved deep breath and step back?
Yeah, it's interesting. I do believe that certainly the well-deserved deep breath and step back, because there's a lot of things that we would like to do. I'm really into gardening as well, and permaculture.
Oh, excellent.
So I have, we have an apple tree and a peach tree. We've been planting all this stuff that isn't here. So we've been really enjoying that aspect of it as well. So lots of other hobbies. But I think it's going to be super interesting to see what happens with, and maybe this is a bad topic, but AI is going to change a lot of things as we move forward. And I have no idea what's on the horizon as a result of that. And so I just have to be open to whatever happens. I mean, it could be that it's so good that nobody wants any human creations anymore. I don't know. I just don't know how it's gonna go.
No. I don't. I mean, I don't want to go down an argumentative route. I respectfully disagree.
Great. I hope you're right. I'm excited. I'm excited for either way though, because if I can type in a prompt that says a movie about this, and then I get to sit back and watch an hour and a half awesome freaking movie of that was created custom for me, I'm gonna enjoy that too.
I mean, we could get there. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're
we're not there yet.
No. Yeah, I mean, AI only just figured out to stop putting multiple fingers beyond the norm on people's hands. So I think we've got a ways to go yet. So some gardening sounds like some delicious fruit and vegetables, and then you'll
Adventures with 5 Cats.
Adventures with 5 Cats. There you go. I love it.
Well,
somebody get to work on that module. Adventures with 5 Cats right now.
We would like to get back into the van life again too, because the van the van was totaled, which is why we're in a solid location, and we've been here in this house
location
for 3 years now. I think it's 3 years. So, but we both really enjoyed that life, being able to just go wherever and sleep wherever, and it was a lot of fun. And so we'd like to be able to have the option to go back to that.
Well, that's cool, and I hope I hope that however that works out for you guys, that you're able to do that and you're able to do something you love, because I think ultimately, whether it be AI or whatever just kind of slips into place and changes the zeitgeist, I feel like we're all going to be looking to do things that we truly love. And I think with Shadow Dark, with the stuff that you guys have talked about, you've sort of, it seems to me, from an outside observation, it seems to me like you guys have definitely found a niche, and you've got cool stuff, and you've got a great channel. And that is that I want to pivot just a little bit and focus on the channel here in the next few minutes, because we've been going almost 2 hours, and if you don't shut me up, I won't shut up. You can ask any of my audience.
Shut up. No, I'm just kidding. Don't.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
No.
Just cut to Owlbear, right to the credits, and shut the camera off.
Right to the credits.
No. So streaming wise, this is just going to be steady on for you guys. Any any
I think so.
schedule changes with that?
I don't actually. We were discussing it at one point, and I'm not sure why we were discussing it. I think it's because we maybe wanted to include somebody in the streaming at some point, but it's not going to be probably for like a while down the road. But there, as far as we know, there's no rescheduling.
Yeah, we just moved it earlier an hour, so it
however, hold on. In October, Brennan Lee Mulligan is going to start doing Critical Role, and I absolutely love Brennan Lee Mulligan, so I kind of want to watch him. So we might move from Thursday nights, but we haven't like planned this out. We haven't discussed it. So
we haven't
it's not something
we haven't talked to anybody about it, so this is probably not the right time to talk about it.
I'm just saying our thoughts, my thoughts, because I really love Brennan, and I really want. I've not watched Critical Role before. Unfortunately, I don't know. Everybody loves it. I haven't. I just haven't watched it because it's hard for me to watch other people play the game without me not playing the game. Like I want to play the game. So.
No, I've got you. I completely understand that. I full confession, not a fan of Critical Role, but I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I think that's awesome. If it's gotten people to D&D, then that can only be good. So you guys, I'm going to go ahead and put your link up here, and let's see, come on. I computer goodly. I computer very goodly. So you guys, you should definitely check out the Dungeon Damsel over there. And there's a link to the Etsy shop where you can get some gorgeous cloisonne pins and your upcoming campaign materials that look absolutely fantastic. But as we begin to wind down here, is there anything you guys wanted to discuss that I stepped on you or we did? Yes, there is. Okay,
yeah. How dare you? How dare you step on me? First of all, I want to address this AI thing. We do not use any AI at all in our books, by the way. I just want to make that clear because Zane's like talking about AI and he's like, I'd watch a movie. It's like, well, you're putting people out of jobs if you just watch a movie that's made in 5 seconds and nobody else is involved. But anyway, we always hire people. We write all of our stuff. I just want to get that out there. And then the next thing I want to talk about, maybe Zane should talk about this, is we are getting signups for our launch date, our Drascara launch date. I don't think we talked about this, but we are hosting a few giveaways pretty much once a week until we launch. I mean, we might have to skip, but we're not going to guarantee it's once a week, but we're trying to do once a week, and we do drawings for free dice sets, for Shadow Dark dice sets. I mean, free dice. Come on. All you have to do is sign up at Drascara.com and you'll be automatically entered. There's obviously rules that apply, but that mumbo jumbo is listed somewhere on that page, I think, right, Zane? I think it's like all the way down at the bottom. The legalese that we have to have.
Oh, on the landing page. Yeah, it's there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And I was just going to say, I just put the backer kit up there, the link for those who are interested, but please, Zane, go ahead.
And actually, that link is just Drascara.com. It's way easier to do it that way. Then you have all that.
It goes directly to that link. So it's essentially that you know.
Okay.
But it's just
way easier to remember. So we're doing the dice giveaway. The dice were pretty popular on our first campaign. We have plenty more, and so we want to give those away once a week, and then we just send them out from the mail immediately every week.
Yeah, we send them personally. So if you want anything else too, we can also send. We have some other stuff. I mean, we do have a mailing provider in like central US, but we also send from ourselves. It depends on, if you want stuff with your free dice.
Excellent. I'll take some free dice and a 5-pound sack of 20s.
Jeez.
Okay, coming right up.
I don't know if we have 5 pounds of D20.
Woohoo! 5 pounds of D20.
Oh, I thought that's what you meant. Did you
No.
mean like $20 bills? Because I don't
Yeah.
think we can manage that. We don't do cash.
Oh, well,
Well, he's got
okay.
Sending cash in the mail is a bad idea.
It'll be fine.
You can PayPal it to me. I'm a modern guy. All right. Gonzalo, I'll be taking these Huggies and any cash you have. Oh my gosh. All right. So there's the link to the launch page for Drascara, where you guys can go and you can get some free. You can get some free dice. Get a chance to grab some free dice, guys. Because let's face it. Look, I don't care if you were gaming. I don't care if you were playing Chainmail in 1971, if you were scrounging up dice out of the Monopoly set and sticking them in your pocket and then in a cigar box, or whether like today you're going out and getting laser cut, sharp edged marble dice with gold filigree numbers for $200 a set. All gamers are dice goblins, so don't miss out on a chance to pick up some of the lovely Drascara dice. So is that it then? Was there anything? I want to give you guys as much time as possible. If there's anything else. Such a great interviewer I am, making you just tell me.
Blah 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 blee blee blue.
I think it's all good. I feel really good. It was
I don't know. I don't know
really
what else to say. I think we did well.
nice talking to you. Nice meeting you, because you've just popped in and you've said Sphere of Annihilation, $5, and then
I have paid for so many Spheres of Annihilation, and I have yet to see a single Sphere of Annihilation.
Right.
Not a one. Not
Well,
a one.
actually,
You can't just tell them there's a black sphere sitting on the floor. The floor around it's dust free. It looks enticing. You can't do that for the Delver. I worked for Gary Gygax, for crying out loud.
All right. So,
okay, fine.
I don't know how much you watch it, because you said, that it kind of is not your thing. But one of the characters is essentially walking around with a Sphere of Annihilation. He just doesn't know it.
Thank you. That's I literally, that's all.
He did that because of you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Zane. Thank you. This is what I mean when I say the small channels here on YouTube, we have to look out for each other. That's the kind of camaraderie.
Wait, so who's carrying it around? Is it me? I'm a she, so
No.
you said he, so it's one of the men's.
No.
I'll have to send you guys
Asher.
Let me see if I can find it. I'll send you guys a Sphere of Annihilation. I don't know if you can see that very well.
I just see a little thing in your hand. That's all I can tell.
That is the great devil
mouth?
face. Yes, that is the great devil face from Tomb of Horrors.
I've seen. Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen that.
And it has a fixed Sphere of Annihilation like hole in the middle, so that radiates magic and evil.
So already we've got people going, oh no, what day are we moving to? We're not moving to another day. Sean, I'm sorry, Mage's Musings is worried about what day we're moving to. We're probably not moving, just so you know. She would love to be able to watch that, but
I would love to be able to watch
know
that.
how possible that will be.
No, I don't think it's going to be possible. I just want to.
Well, I'll let you all just sort that out yourselves. Listen, it has been an absolute pleasure having you guys, and you'll be back, right? Like this is just
no, that was it. This is
no goodbye forever.
Never. Okay. I'm blocked on all their social media. Damnedest thing. I don't know. It's just like wait. But yeah, no, I would love to have you guys on. Maybe after the campaign. After that launches, and let's check back in on it. And once it's gotten into people's hands, and we can, we can find out. And Jorge says, "You get a Sphere of Annihilation, and you get a Sphere of Annihilation." That's I'd love to see Oprah
one.
throwing those out. Yes.
Oh my God, Oprah wouldn't be able to. She'd be like, "You get a."
Yeah, everybody's gone.
What a tragedy that would be. Anyway, all right. Listen, you kids help yourselves to some schnapps and baklava back in the green room. I'm going to go ahead and put this audience out here to bed. And thank you again so much for finally acceding to my ceaseless demands that you come hang out with me on my show. But it's been a real pleasure talking to you guys, and we'll see each other around the old interspace, the old worldwide network, as it were. So thank you again, guys. And folks, all their links are in the video description. I have updated it as of right now. So absolutely check those out. Big ups. Those are some awesome folks, and I really appreciate them being here. Tomorrow, I'm not doing a damn thing because I've streamed 6 nights this week. I'm taking tomorrow off. So I will be back on Monday. We will have a look at the week ahead on Monday, and we'll kick everything off from there, because I'm not going into everything that's happening next week. I'll tell you about it on Monday. So thank you all once again for hanging out with us. Thank you, Gonzalo and Agile Monk, for the supers. You guys literally helping keep the lights on around here. And I will see you all on the flip side. But until then, everyone, remember, as you walk to your cars, keep an eye out for the owl bears. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.